I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren, and you better grab the mane because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts.
I'm so excited. We're doing our very first mystery episode, which we've been wanting to do. It's not always going to be spooky ooky. Sometimes it's going to be the mystery of who knows what. It could be your skin, your body, your... Why did you pick those curtains?
We could do a future episode on love. We could do a misconnection episode.
Yeah,
you never know what we're gonna bring out.
Yep. But today we're doing Robert and Annabelle, the haunted dolls.
Haunted dolls.
Why don't you kick it off since you actually saw Robert in person recently?
Oh, yeah. So we, Chris and I went to Key West for my birthday this year, and we flew into Miami, and we got to see Lady Gaga that night, which was incredible. Mm-hmm. And then we drove through the Keys, each of the Keys the next day. Mm-hmm. We actually had Mary Yost Travel helped us book it. She kind of helped me get some locations together. And we hit the Keys and went and did some cool stuff. So we got to feed the tarpon, which are these crazy big fish. That was so fun.
Yeah.
We got to see the key deer, which I've been wanting to see the key deer forever.
Yeah.
They're so
cute and tiny, huh?
They're so little. It's like when Pangea tore apart and all the continents spread apart. all the whitetail and the American deer had all evolved bigger, but somehow the deer that were in the Keys just never got the memo. Yeah. They just stayed little. And they're so cute.
Stayed so tiny.
I know. It's one of my favorite parts. The Sea Turtle Hospital. All of it was awesome. But, I'm a spooky girly, and I love ghost tours when I go to different vacation spots, especially older cities, because they have the best stories.
Yeah.
And I feel like you get more true history at ghost tours.
Yeah.
I feel like in historical tours, you might get the good and some kind of cool momentous things. Mm-hmm. But I feel like on ghost tours, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly of how commerce used to be in that town. And about
the one rule, guys.
Bloop, bloop.
I got in trouble. I just got the look.
Producer shaking his head. Phone's on silent, please, ma'am. And you get to kind of hear a little bit about what life was like for people that lived back then, more so than you do on a typical tour. So, when we went through Key West, I really specifically wanted to kind of find out a little bit about some of the local ghost stories and some of the history of it. So even though we went on tours, we actually learned a lot from local people that worked there, which was so much fun. So, the hotel that Chris and I stayed at before the Cuban Revolution was called the Red Rooster Inn, and it was owned by a married man who loved cigars, and one day he just disappeared.
Wow.
When the town asked his wife where he went, she said that he left with a maid and dipped town for Cuba so that he could be with his precious cigars. And then that hotel...
Was he and the maid having an affair?
Yeah, she kind of hinted around at that. Okay. I think she might have caught them together.
Yeah.
She was not very happy. And so the town was like, oh yeah, she kicked that man out. She kicked him out, and she took over the hotel. And I think she was perfectly fine by herself.
Do we have a Carol Baskin thing? Did she feed him to her tigers?
Oh, you'll see. Nothing has been proven, however. That hotel, that little tiny Red Rooster Hotel, is now the main building of a larger hotel resort in Key West called the Winslow's Bungalows.
Okay.
And recently, the building, this is someone who worked there that we talked to. Recently, the building had a renovation, and that building, out of all of them, is the only building that still has its original concrete foundation. And once they pulled the floor up in the building to check the foundation, they found a new slab had been poured into the concrete that was about the length and the width of a grown human man. Mm-hmm. That just happened.
Wow.
A few years ago.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And then Every year in Key West, they have
So did they ever like tear up the concrete and see what was under there or anything?
They did not get that far with me. I think they just left it alone. The only other thing that they told me was, the person who worked there told me, is the original sign for the Red Rooster Inn was up in the attic of that part of that building, and it had on there like Red Rooster Inn, and it was like the first hotel in Key West that had like a private bathroom in the room. Mm-hmm. And then it had cable TV. Like, that was like a big thing. Mm-hmm. One of the first to have cable TV, and he was like, and that was it. And I was like, oh, like, I was like, oh, I want to know more. You know what I mean? And it was
I
so
guess
eerie.
he was leaving it for you to decide how the outcome was going to be, right?
Probably. And he was really, really cool. I wish I would have gotten his name. He was so cool. But if y'all go to the Winslow Bungalows, I think he works there at the restaurant or the bar, I want to say. Yeah. So he was a really cool guy to talk to. And he's lived there forever. He's raised his kids there. So, and then they have a big festival in Key West called Fantasy Fest. And it's kicked off by Zombie Fest. And that was started with a few hundred, and now it gets up to like 4,000 a year.
Crazy.
They had a festival with food trucks and games, and you can kill time until that night when they do a Zombie Fest parade through the whole town. Which, honestly, if you were there on vacation and didn't know Zombie Fest parade was about to happen, it would probably scare the pants off of you.
Really?
Could you imagine, like, walking through the town, like Old Town, like with like your margarita or something, and then all of a sudden, like, 4,000 zombies come just like walking through the town? You'd be like, what the heck?
What is happening?
It'd be awesome. And then Fantasy Fest goes on for about a week, and Fantasy Fest is for Key West locals, and it's about freedom of expression, and it's almost like Burning Man. Mm-hmm. But outsiders a lot of times will misconstrue it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a celebration of their own independence, kind of like it's their little island, and they kind of carry that sort of like independence every day, you know.
I saw a little TikTok about it, and it was like saying how they don't recommend families coming during that time because it is very freedom of expression.
So that has been that's what's misconstrued from people on the outside, and a lot of people come to it unfortunately thinking it is like that. It's not.
That's what the local was saying on the TikTok. It was like one of those locals where he's like, things that you should know, coming from a local, things that you should know about like this island, and he was talking about that Freedom Week or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And he was saying, don't bring your families during that time because of, you never know what can happen, like what people will see. And there's been like, I guess, issues about that in the past.
It must be at night because they do like little carnivals and stuff during the day. Like they do carnivals and like all kinds of games and stuff, he was saying. So maybe it's at night. I guess that's with any like kind of like festival or something.
Yeah.
Like they'll do like the family friendly stuff during the day, and maybe at night it gets like a little
risque.
A little fun and risque.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That makes sense,
it was just like a TikTok show I stumbled upon. Of course, our phones listened to us, so it was like right after you had gone.
No. Sarah, what?
Yeah. I should have shared it with you guys, but I didn't.
My phone's listening to me.
I know. I know it is.
Yeah, I guess that's like with anything. Go before and then see what it's like for yourself, and then make your decision about when and where and what's appropriate. And I'm sure the organizers probably let you know too what's appropriate for families and what's like, hey, leave the family at home kind of a thing. That makes sense. And then there's a bar called Captain Tony's Saloon. It is located where this place called Sloppy Joe's was. It was Hemingway's favorite watering hole. They literally picked it up and moved the building to where the location is now, where what used to be the town courthouse and mortuary were located. Okay, all this sounds wild, and it gets wild. So a woman with no name was tried and hung there for witchcraft. You know how that goes. She is buried in the ground underneath the bar. Her tombstone is on the floor there with her name or her unknown name on there, kind of like as a remembrance. And the hanging tree is still there in the building. So if you walk into the bar, you'll actually see the tree. The bar is rebuilt around this hanging tree and the building used to be a mortuary as well. The internal part of this building that the bar was built around. So the man that bought the building and renovated it into the new bar would sometimes find a body part or two and ended up finding a whole skeleton. That skeleton is now on display behind the bar. That's kind of eerie.
Crazy.
And then when Spanish conquistadors came there, when they arrived in Key West, they found it was nothing but bones. And they assumed it must have been a dry island, maybe no water supply, maybe sailors were shipwrecking there and dying of dehydration, or that it may have been a huge indigenous burial ground. So because the island was full of human bones when it was found, the island's name originates from the Spanish term Cayo Hueso, which translates to Bone Island, referring to the scattered bones. But English speakers repeatedly mistook the name, hearing it as Key West. How ironic is that?
That's crazy.
I know. So if it isn't scary enough, I'm going to tell you about one of the stories from Key West.
Okay.
And we'll take turns telling spooky stories. Okay, so the first story I'm going to tell you is about Robert the doll.
Yeah.
In the sleepy streets of Old Town Key West, there's a museum by the sea, the Fort East Martello Museum, that holds something most people would rather not look directly into the eyes of. Behind a thick glass case dressed in a small white sailor suit sits a 3-foot-tall doll with faded fabric, button eyes, and a stuffed dog in his lap, and his name is Robert. And according to those who've met him, he's alive. Centuries ago, around 1904, a boy named Robert Eugene Otto, though everyone just called him Gene, lived in a grand old home at 534 Eaton Street, a beautiful Victorian house known as the Artist's House. It is now an Airbnb, y'all.
Sweet.
And you can go stay there if you want to.
Is it haunted?
Very. We even had the ghost. They rode by it in the ghost tour and was showing it to us. And our tour guide was like, "So yeah, for like $700 a night, you can stay there." And he's like, "But why would you? Why would anyone stay there?" Like almost hung his head out the door. Why would anyone stay there?
That's funny.
Oh, that's so awesome. His parents were well off and very respected in Key West society. One afternoon, Gene received a gift, a life-size doll, nearly his own height. Some say it was from his grandfather or his aunt, who bought it during a trip to Germany from the the Steiff Company. The Steiff Company. They're the same toy maker that invented the teddy bear. But locals will tell you a different story. Local legend says the doll came from a servant in the Otto household, a young woman skilled in voodoo and black magic, who gifted the doll to the boy after being mistreated by Gene's parents. Some say the doll was meant to comfort him, and others say it was meant to curse him.
Wow.
Either way, the boy adored it. He named the doll Robert, which is weird because his name was Robert,
Right.
and instead insisted that everyone call him Gene now.
Yeah.
Gene and Robert were inseparable. Neighbors would see the boy walking through town with a doll clutched tightly in his arms, whispering secrets into his ear. At first it was innocent, childlike, but soon the whispers turned to full conversations, and servants in the house would hear Gene talking to Robert and then hear another voice answer, a low, guttural voice that didn't sound like Gene's at all.
Oh, my.
When Gene's parents asked where the other voice was coming from, he'd simply say, Robert did it. If his toys were thrown about, Robert did it. If a vase was broken, Robert did it. If Gene woke up screaming in the middle of the night, terrified, or something moved in the dark, Robert did it. And at first the Ottos thought it was his imagination until other things began to happen. One evening, Gene's mother woke up to the sound of her son's frightened cries. She rushed to his room and found the door was locked from the inside. Gene, open this door. She could hear furniture scraping across the floor, the boy screaming for help, and underneath it, a laughter, but a high-pitched, kind of unnatural laughter. And when she finally forced the door open, Gene was huddled in the corner, trembling. His room was in chaos, furniture overturned, toys smashed, and the toy doll sat calmly in the middle of it all.
That's crazy.
Yep. And Gene just said, Robert did it, just whispered it. After that night, servants began to leave the house, and they said they heard footsteps upstairs when Gene was away at school. They said Robert's expression seemed to change, and the doors were mischievously locked behind the servants so they couldn't get back in. Years passed, and Jean went away to study art in Chicago, and then Paris, hence why it's now called the Artist House. He married and eventually returned home to Key West with his wife Anne, but something about the old house and the doll called him back to his childhood. Against Anne's wishes, Jean found Robert locked in a trunk in the attic. He dusted him off, redressed him, and placed him in a little chair by the window overlooking the street, as if Robert had just been waiting for him to come home. Anne hated the doll, and she swore she heard its footsteps pacing in the attic. Neighbors reported seeing Robert move from one window to another when no one was inside. Jean insisted that Robert had to have his own room. He even furnished it with tiny furniture and a toy telephone and a seat by the window so Robert could enjoy the view. Sometimes visitors would swear they heard Jean talking to Robert again, as though the old friendship had rekindled.
Weird.
And sometimes they heard Robert answer back. When Jean died in 1974, Anne sold the home and left everything inside, including Robert. I don't blame her. And the next family didn't last much longer either. Their 10-year-old daughter found the doll in the attic and took him as her own. Within weeks, she told her parents the doll wanted to hurt her. She said his face would change and when she was alone, and that he would move, that he whispered to her at night. The family didn't stay long, and eventually Robert was donated to the East Martello Museum, where he remains today behind glass under watch, yet still said to be very much aware. Robert has inspired a couple of horror films, including The Boy, and some believe he is the inspiration for Chucky from Child's Play.
I was going to say, it has to be Chucky.
Mm-hmm. You can visit Robert, the doll, today at the museum by the sea. You'll see him sitting under soft light with a sailor suit, slightly yellowed, eyes fixed on yours. And next to him are hundreds of letters, handwritten apologies from around the world. Visitors say that taking a picture of Robert without asking his permission can lead to terrible luck, accidents, broken bones, lost jobs, divorces. Some dismiss it as folklore, but the museum keeps writing every letter. The museum keeps every letter they receive. People writing from hospital beds, from prison, from hospice care, begging for forgiveness. I'm sorry, Robert, one reads. I didn't believe. Please stop. This famously happened to Colby Brock of YouTube Sam and Colby fame. Thankfully, he is fine now, but he had to ask Robert for forgiveness. Even the staff talk about strange things, lights flickering, electronic failures, objects moving when the museum is empty. Whether you believe it or not, no one denies that something about Robert feels off. Every so often, museum curators rotate his positions just a little to preserve the fabric, and each time they do, visitors swear the doll seems to smile differently than before. They swear his eyes follow them out of the room, and you'll know you're close when the air feels a little bit heavier. When the museum seems to be a little quieter than it should be, you'll see him there with signs that say, please ask Robert's permission before taking any picture or video. It might sound silly, but most people do it anyway. Some whisper, some ask out loud, and if you do, some visitors swear they see the faintest tilt of a head like a nod. And if you forget to ask, don't say we didn't warn you.
Those are some crazy stories.
I know.
So what was it like seeing him? Because you guys went.
We went to the museum. We went to go see him, and it is a beautiful museum. I want to say it's a Spanish stronghold. I want to say it was a beautiful building, and it really is right there by the ocean. And when you go in, you go into the lobby, and he's definitely the star of the show. Like, there's little keychains and like little reproductions you can get if you want. A fellow podcast, last podcast on the left, they did a show there in Key West, and they bought little replicas they already had a replica of Annabelle, and they brought a replica of Robert. And at the show at Key West, because this is lore to us, but this is like legit their culture. This is the island's history, their story of things that have really happened. So I guess at the show, they were like taking the dolls and like going la 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 la, kind of like being funny and making fun of them. And when they did it with Robert, all the lights in the theater went out. And so one of the hosts yells like, hey, the power go out? And whoever owned the theater was like, nope, our power's fine. It's your equipment. And all of a sudden, everyone in the audience goes, apologize, apologize, apologize. And so one of the hosts was like, Robert, we're so sorry. Please forgive us. All the lights came back on.
Crazy.
And so we, when you go in there, you kind of go around and you see all this cool stuff with the history of Key West. Because, I mean, it's coastal. So there's so many cool groups of people and things happening. And it's right over there by Cuba. So it's like lots of cool things from history, like boats and like clothing and doll houses. And then you go around the corner and there he is in the glass. And we did not take any photos or videos. We were incredibly respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very respectful of like things like that anyway. I'm not going to F around and find out, you know. But I heard about him when I was a little kid, and I was like, I've always wanted to like just go see him and say that I did. So it's definitely an incredible experience. The whole museum's amazing, but he's definitely the highlight.
Do they have mainly spooky things, or do they have other things too at that museum?
He's the only spooky thing there, really.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, there's a dollhouse that's a little creepy, but he's really the only supernatural, somewhat eerie thing.
Okay.
There.
Yeah.
He's even got a letter from George Bush Sr. in the case with him, like acknowledging him for being like true American folklore, and how his story kind of like persists like through, in a nutshell, like kind of like storytelling, verbal storytelling through history.
Yeah.
It was a really kind letter.
Wasn't it Barbara Bush, though, that was like really big on, or was it Reagan that was really big on reading and stuff like that?
Nancy Reagan.
Nancy
Yeah.
Reagan. Okay. Wrong president.
That's okay. Both.
Vice
Equally
President.
important.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Close.
It was close. That's really cool. So have you been keeping up with this whole like Matt Rife buying or whatever, the Conjuring House?
The Conjuring House.
And the museum and all the belongings?
Listen, I love that kind of stuff anyway, so I love keeping up with it. But I have heard recently that he purchased, was it Nesper he purchased where Annabelle is, I think?
So what I can find in all my research is that they purchased being the legal guardian
Okay.
over the house, the museum, and like I think it's like 421 articles in it or something like that. That number could be wrong because I don't know. That's just what I'm pulling out of my memory, and that's probably wrong. But they are the legal guardian, I think, as of August 1st.
Okay.
For 5 years, possibly more.
So like almost like caretaking it, kind of what?
And they're going to open it up to where people can like go spend the night. They can have like museum tours. And I think they're mainly going to be, I think it's like more of like spend the night is from what I can find.
That's wild because the tours I could see for sure, maybe a tour, because they do like, they up until now do tours, but they're small tours, you call ahead, and they're very like, I want to say almost kind of curated, and they're very overly respectful of the house, because I've seen a couple people go on tour through the house on YouTube, and you can tell it's very planned out. And then I don't know though about having the actual artifacts on tour though, because the whole point of that area was to contain whatever energy was in each individual artifact. Like, this is how we contain it and kind of keep it out of the world and kind of in here.
Yeah. Well, and they recently actually took Annabelle on tour.
Which is wild.
The Devil's on the Run tour.
Yeah.
And they supposedly lost her for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what somebody said, they lost her, but then other people are saying they didn't lose her.
I know, so it's like all over the place, and it's hard to find out what social media is accurate and what isn't.
And that kind of makes it more like lore legend, because
Yeah.
it's like no one really knows.
Nobody really knows.
Or does nobody want to come out and make an official statement because of the liability of it? Like, if
Yeah,
something
I
does
don't
happen.
know. Well, I don't know because, I mean, they said she went missing mid-May in Louisiana in New Orleans. And I was kind of stumbled upon an article. They know who took her. It was like a young teenage boy and some of his friends. Well, they ended up crashing the car and like passing out. When they came to, they did it as a joke. When they came to, supposedly the doll was missing. Annabelle was missing. But on that same day, like 10 prisoners escaped from like a highly like never been done before prison.
Yep.
High security. And then they also had a plantation fire that week.
Yeah.
At the Nottoway plantation.
And they can't, I don't think they can, were they able to figure out where the fire started or how it started?
And as far as I can find, no.
Yeah.
But I may be wrong. I may not be stumbling on the right For You page as far as all that goes.
Because I had also read or heard that after the prisoners escaped, that town's 911 system was down.
Oh, yes, I had heard
At the
that
same
too.
time.
At the same time, the 911 system went down.
When they were like in the Gettysburg area or wherever they were.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
See,
I'd heard that same thing.
I feel like this was like an invitation for calamity because like even the video, I guess the Vatican kind of has to help keep her contained.
Yeah.
Or that they made that cabinet she's in and it's like, you know, they bless it and like spray it with holy water and stuff, whatever they have to do to contain that entity or that energy that's in there. But they showed the video of that tour guy getting Annabelle out of the case and put into a new case.
Yeah, Dan Rivera.
And there was like a whole like holy protocol. Like they made him put on like 1950s housewife like washer gloves.
Yeah.
And then they like sprayed the gloves down with Hollywood or Hollywood. That too.
Well, that's why he
Two
ended
things
up
can be
dead
true at the
probably
same
3
time.
days later. They used the wrong water.
Yes, they did. Maybe the right one, but holy water. You know, and then these big old gloves so he doesn't get any Annabelle juice on him or whatever. And then he had to wear like 6 crucifixes or rosaries around his neck.
Yeah.
And that was like biggest protocol for just for moving her.
And supposedly, I guess, inside those gloves, in the fingertips in them, they had like the, I think it's St. Peter. Is that the one that's supposed to keep you safe? Coins sewn into them.
Yeah.
Little like, emblems or whatever. Anyways, but he ended up dying 3 days after, mysteriously, in his hotel room after he moved her from the one case to the next.
What?
Even though they went through that whole protocol.
Do they know what happened?
It's a mystery. They can't figure out why he died.
Listeners.
There might be more information now because I think that happened mid-May, you know what I mean? So maybe under investigation they have figured out what's going on, but I don't know.
Listeners, if you know about any of this, you better email us.
Yeah. You have got to let us know what's going on.
Yeah, please email us because I would love to hear what y'all have to say if you guys have any more information. And I know that Conjuring House is very haunted.
Yeah.
Because there's, I've seen videos of it where people go in and there's stuff that like is unexplainable that happens.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm not talking about just like, like one of those ghost tour shows and like you heard like a door slam or, oh, what happened? Like you actually like see video of things like knocking on the bottom of the floor and all over the place and all kinds of wild stuff.
I started watching The Conjuring a long time ago and then I never finished it, but you guys have seen it.
The Conjuring series?
Yeah.
I enjoy the Conjuring series for me personally. I mean, I love scary movies, but for me, the Conjuring series is kind of close to my heart because I feel like it's more, y'all may disagree with me. I feel that it's Christian. It's like Christian superhero movies to me. Christian action films, more so than horror.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it is people who accept Christ into their heart and they are fighting evil with prayer, and with blessings and like controlling evil that way to me. Like at one point, I think it was the nun, one of the spirits was like deceiving her, deceiving Lorraine Warren, and in the movie she ends up having a realization of what is actually going on because she keeps racking her brain trying to figure out why can't I get through and why can't I conquer this, and she's doing her quiet time with her Bible and praying, and she fell asleep and had a vision, and she was able to figure out, oh, I know what's going on. I'm not going to ruin the movie for y'all, but she had a vision from God saying, you're being deceived, this is what's happening, and this is how to handle it. And I'm like, work. And that's cool.
Yeah, Kingston and I wanted to start watching that because I know a while ago Matt Rife, I'm a big Matt Rife fan, and he was kind of into that whole series and stuff. He'd gone to see the house and everything, and he was on multiple people's podcasts talking about it,
Yeah.
And I kind of like piqued my interest. So Kingston and I were going to start watching the series, and we only watched The Nun.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to watch them in order that they say that you should watch
yeah.
them, and they say to start with The Nun. And then we didn't watch, which, it wasn't that great of a movie.
The Nun ones aren't that good. But they technically take place before
Yeah.
everything does.
Yeah.
So.
So we never got to the Conjuring house or any of the rest. But
Well, that one that just came out, I think, has the most, like, here's what happened at the house with that recent family that lived there before it became what it is now, which is kind of like a place to go to and, like, tour it.
yeah.
And, but yeah. That's pretty nice.
I had looked them up too, and I can't remember what their names were. The people who own it right now, because they still technically own the house. But they're, like I said, Matt Rife and then Elton Casty or Casty, his friend. They're the ones that are now have legal guardianship and are gonna like allow whatever they're gonna allow back in their house.
Yeah, is it the Perrin family? Yeah, Carolyn and Roger and their 5 daughters moved into the home.
Seems like there was like a different name said of who's in control of the house now.
Yeah, I think there's another woman that owns it now. But I think it has like kind of a torrid past. Like the past of the house goes all the way back, like to the early Americas, and like I guess the land was kind of like.
Well, I'm assuming that the nun is the nun trying to portray that house was built on that or something like that. No. What
No.
is the connection between the nun and that house then? Why do you?
I don't think there is. Yeah, I should be on my phone. Hello. The Nun takes place over in Europe. The movie.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so I don't think it has anything to do with the house. It's somehow
What is the connection then? I wonder. Is it? Just
It's in the second Conjuring movie. That's where the Nun first came into the series at, and it's been a minute since I've seen.
Okay. So
second
you have to watch the Conjuring.
Yeah, I have to refresh myself. I mean, I remember the character and the movie being what it was, but like the second one came, and then they went back and started doing those 2 Nun movies.
Yeah.
The first one was really bad, and the second one was alright. They're 2 of the weaker of the series, if you ask me.
Well, I still have a few weeks of having Jordan around. Maybe I should see if he'll watch them with me, because he says those are his favorite.
He put that at number 1 and it is on the thing.
I
Lake
know.
Joy Trail to Terror still going on as you listen to this.
Yeah.
Umbrella Thoughts.
Except for the fact that I think that
Right.
we're going to release this one on Halloween.
That's right, around Halloween week. So yes, you still got 2 more chances to go pick your favorite horror movie on our little board.
And tag us.
What are you
for the
waiting for?
process.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
So it says Corey and Jennifer Heisen purchased the Conjuring house in 2019, and they fixed it up, and that's when they decided to allow paranormal investigators or anyone who's interested in the house to come and visit. But COVID-19 happened, and there was a drop in tourism, and so they found themselves a little overwhelmed with requests from visitors to tour the Conjuring house. And then they would let some guests spend the night. I guess when COVID-19 got let go and you can actually go do stuff, people were like, I'm going to go do stuff I've never been able to do because I couldn't do it for months. The Heisens realized they may have bit off more than they can chew, and they listed the house for sale in September of 2021. And they wanted to meet with prospective buyers, hoping to find someone with similar interest who would keep it a paranormal business and would keep it going. And that's when they met Jacqueline Nunez, a property developer from Boston who liked the Heisens and had a fervent belief in the paranormal. So she bought it, pledging to continue the paranormal business that they started. And I think that might be the most recent owner, according to this article.
I could have swore when they were doing, I watched the little thing with Matt, and I could have swore he said he named 2 people. She doesn't have a husband?
It doesn't say anybody but her. That's very interesting. This is so eerie. Yeah, it's the Perrin family. I'm showing Sarah a picture.
Okay.
And we can try to post a photo too, but
Sure.
of the girls and the parents.
That's the family from the first movie.
Mm-hmm. I think this one that they just did, right?
Oh, the one
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the new one's not that good either. Sorry, everybody, won't spoil it for you.
But yeah, it's really cool though. Like, usually, especially nowadays with the internet and you can research anything and AI, you can ask a question and find the answer like that. But with this, it's a lot of like, this person said this, this person said that, and nothing is like concrete, which makes it even more eerie and kind of weird.
Even when you're trying to search anything about it, like I've been trying to like research, was Annabelle really missing? And you get such back and forth, like, oh yeah, Annabelle went missing. This is what happened the day she went missing. These other things happened within the week that she went missing. She's still on the run. We can't find her. Nobody's found her. And then you hear things like, oh, that was all a hoax.
Yeah.
I mean, timing wise, you think it could be because it's promotion for the new movie.
That could be.
Could be.
And then the movie made like the most money of any of the series the opening weekend. So I mean, if it was promotion, it worked. So
and then
will be.
The same thing with like the whole Matt Rife thing. You're looking that up. Is he really, did he buy the rights to have legal guardianship for the last 5 years? And then other people are saying, oh no, that's a hoax. He's just doing that to like promote himself or, for media attention or whatever. So it's like no matter where you go, it's like you can't find the right answer.
I know.
And then I've even said, because there's an Annabelle in the museum, but I saw another thing saying that was a replica.
Yeah.
I saw multiple things that's a replica, that it's not the real Annabelle doll.
A few people came out and said, like, she almost looks brand new. Like, she does not look, like, old or ratted, which I don't think the original was that ratted anyway, because she was kept in a case for so long. But to the point where visually it's almost like you can see differances comparing photographs and things.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's why people are not coming out and saying anything straightforward, because just not wanting to deal with it if it's not the truth, but kind of perpetuating this sort of like legend, that is making a lot of revenue, honestly.
Well, they would be easy to make fake ones of because it's a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
So they're very mass produced things. It's not like Robert, where it's just some random looking creepy doll. I mean, you guys probably had Raggedy Ann and Andy.
I did not.
You didn't? Well, you were a weird kid, so
But when you were mentioning the Robert doll, my dad did go to Germany, and he brought me back like a German doll. And I believe it's from that same place, because I can't remember exactly, but I remember him telling me about how it was the same place that made the teddy bears, or invented the teddy bears.
That's pretty cool.
I no longer have my doll, but she used to talk.
The Stife Company. The Stief Company or the Stife Company?
I think it's the Stife Company. I think you're right. And that's all sounded so familiar. It kind of like jogged my memory about all that when I was a kid, I no longer have my doll, but yeah. And you could put her and she would like sing in German and like, and then she would sing in English so I think one side, like every little disc that you put in her, it was like a record kind of. One side was in German and the other side was in English, so it could promote like speaking in German.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like Teddy Ruxpin used to have the tape in it and talk.
Yeah, it was like the same time as that, you know what I mean?
Mid-80s.
Yeah, and I always wanted the cricket doll. And then he went and got me that doll. I still wanted the cricket doll because that was like...
He got you the Gretchen doll instead?
Yeah. No, my mom got me like the Gretchen doll, and that was like a terrible experience.
Really?
Tell us about Gretchen.
Yeah, I want to know about Gretchen.
Don't leave that hanging.
Well, I wanted the cricket doll because that was what was famous. That was like one of the original, after Teddy. That was the original, like, popular, like, talking doll. Do you remember this? It might have been a little bit before your time. Because I'm 3 years older than you.
I think that, what was that toy that was big?
I'm
when
3
we were
years
kids?
older than her.
Oh, wait, yeah.
I can do math and you can't.
I cannot. Sorry.
The one that was big when I was a kid was, like, that kid that's just like you. Like, oh, my best friend or something.
My buddy.
My
buddy. My buddy.
That
Wherever
came out
I go.
after. That came out after.
Yeah, that was the one that was big when I was a
So
kid.
my mom got me the knockoff to the cricket doll. Okay.
The Shricket.
The Shricket. And I wasn't like necessarily bonded to her, but I wanted to. I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't a cricket doll, I was young, okay? I was like
amazing,
3 or 4 or 5, all right? I was really young. I mean,
Same
we
basic
stopped
doll.
celebrating holidays by the time I was 7, so it
Yeah.
was before 7. And we went to my mom's parents' house for Christmas, and my Uncle Johnny got this great idea to put metal in her, because you put the little discs, the cassette tapes in her.
Yeah, I love your Uncle Johnny. I never met him. I love this guy.
And it was one of those dolls that would like try to like bob its head to the rhythm and like move its mouth and stuff to the rhythm and like blink its eyes to the rhythm, and you know what I mean?
Like Grace Jones to the rhythm.
Yeah. So when it did this metal one, she literally looked possessed. I mean, looked possessed. She would just be like,
whoa.
and like her eyes would roll back in her head, you know what I mean? She'd like open her mouth real wide and then like close it and then speak it really fast, you know, trying to keep up with the rhythm of everything.
She's talking to some dead language.
And her head would like almost spin because she was like trying to keep up with the rhythm of the music.
Singing like "Shout the Devil" by Motley Crue.
Yeah, something. It was something terrible. It was something about the devil, and I was like, oh my gosh, this doll is possessed, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. Smart
So
choice.
it like ruined my whole experience with that doll. My dad had got me the other doll from Germany. She was so beautiful and I loved her. She had like a little German outfit, but the problem is nothing. You couldn't go and get her clothes. Like the Cricket doll, you could go. It was like a Barbie. You could go get her other clothes and like change her clothes. They had like clothes that match you and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And with the Germany doll, it was different. She was not like that. She was kind of shaped, kind of like when I've seen the pictures of Robert with like real straight plastic legs.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And kind of like larger and bulkier a little bit, you know, than like what the Cricket doll was.
Yeah.
So I love that doll a lot, but it wasn't like...
The only option you have was probably like the little lederhosens or something, you know?
Yeah, I couldn't change her clothes. I couldn't, you know, like all I could do is... She had really beautiful hair, and I used to play with her hair all the time, you know what I mean? But, and I would... And she also had like the records, so you can only... Like she only had so many records that you can put in her, so you couldn't change anything. You couldn't buy anything else, you know what I mean? You were just kind of like stuck with like the few that I had, which was cool, and it was such a cool doll, and I'm like sad I don't have it anymore, but such is life.
Yeah. But you know, you want options.
You want options.
You know, you go into the ball. What do you want to wear, Gretchen? Lederhosens. All I want to wear is lederhosens. You want to change it up? Change the disc.
Yeah. Yeah, there was nothing like that. Oh my goodness.
But it's wild. Like, it's really cool too to hear. A lot of these stories we're telling are things that have happened in the past, and then word of mouth is kind of keeping them going. But this is what's happening with Annabelle, is something that's word of mouth, but also it's happening right now.
Yeah, it's
at
current.
this time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's scary and weird, but kind of exciting too, you know? Mm-hmm. And you love Matt Rife too.
Yeah, I love Matt Rife, so I've seen him one time in person. I'd love to see him again in person, but yeah, it's interesting. I don't even know if he's going on tour now that he's like so caught up in all this stuff. I haven't caught up. I've been out of the loop. We've been working so much.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
Let's manifest. Let's hold space for him to come and just vent, and we'll go to him.
So amazing.
Matt Rife. I mean,
Matt Rife here. Come on,
you
Matt
want
Rife.
like a listening ear.
Yeah.
With no intention behind it other than we just want to know how you're doing.
And I'm in your age range.
Yeah.
He says he likes women. Oh, you're in his age range too. We're both in his age range.
We are?
He likes girls in his 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, that comedian last night was talking about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his was more not on the positive swing of it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, was he talking about it? Or
Oh, some
was
of
it
the
chick before?
opener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he said something about it too, but we're talking about Matt Matthews. By the
Yeah,
way.
Matt Matthews.
Just, you know, for right
Yeah.
now. I think he said something about something like that.
Yeah.
No, it was the opener. My bad.
It was the
it
opener.
Whose name I
but
didn't know.
she was Elise Elliott.
Yeah.
But she was going off of being in your 50s.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was 50,
okay.
and then she was like, have 20-year-olds hitting on her and stuff.
Yeah, but oh my God, she was straight on because I'm 40. I'm in my 40s, and it's all 20-year-olds hitting on me.
I know. I'll live vicariously through you and hear about everything. who hits on you and everything.
It's all like guys in their 20s, and I have kids in my 20s, so
It's a big age difference.
it's a big age
Yeah.
I'm
difference.
not going to say the name, but remember the one person when he found out he is a waiter somewhere.
Yeah,
And super nice dude.
I love him.
Just super nice dude. I'm not
I
gonna say
love
his
then
name
so
to
much. He's such
embarrass
a
him.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
And then he was like, when he met my older kids,
Yeah.
and he was like, well, this changes my future plans.
And he has a girlfriend too. That's the crazy part.
Hello, future stepchildren. I will take very good care of you. And we will all sing a song together on the staircase every night before you go to bed.
Yeah. I think I might be younger than half of you, but that's okay.
I'm assuming he's at least younger than Jordan. I
Yeah.
don't know about Jules, but definitely younger.
I don't
than
think
Jordan.
younger than Jules. I think it
Yeah.
was between like Caden and
Yeah, I
Jules.
think he's probably younger than Kate.
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact.
No.
But-
And we'll never say his name. He's a super good dude.
Such a cutie pie and one of
Yeah.
my favorite waiters. Yeah.
He's great. There's not a read on him or anything.
The healthy
And
boundaries
he
keep us
was-
safe.
He stayed very healthy boundaries. There's
Yeah.
other ones are very like in their 20s and they're very pushy.
Aggressive, yeah.
And aggressive about it. But he never did. He was like healthy boundaries. Like he would just make little hints every now and then, like, you know what I mean? Like one day, I don't even know how we started talking about my age. He was like, I thought you were early 30s. Like,
This changes everything too.
I was like, no. 45, baby.
Thank you, though.
But thank you. Are we best friends now? Please keep the illusion up. Feed my ego with this illusion.
But yeah, we'll Matt Rife reach out to us. We'll have your people talk to our people,
Yeah.
and we want to find out all about it. We want to find out the truth. You know, what's going, what's doing, what's the future look like.
Yeah, and I might break my 20 rule for you.
Ah!
Just kidding. It's never going to happen. But,
Well, not with that attitude.
well, it's my rule.
Shoot for the stars, everybody.
I mean, everybody's got. Well, you're not even with anybody, but everybody's got their famous person hall pass. You know.
My famous person hall pass is Brad Pitt. We all know that.
Yeah, you can have more than one.
Charlie
though.
Hunnam is a close second.
Even as Ed Gein.
Ed Gein just interests me. I would not want to sleep with him.
You don't want that Charlie Hunnam, right?
Oh no. Oh, you mean even as-
Charlie Hunnam is yeah, no. Not
Yeah.
sleep with Ed Gein, no, gross.
I never have had a crush on Ed Gein.
Yeah,
Very
please don't.
interested in him though.
He's also like America's sweetheart right now at the moment. Speaking of creepy.
Yeah. He's one of my. I'm watching that Monster.
Monster
and
show?
He
It's
is
huge
one
right
of
now.
my like. I have a thing for like serial killers. They just will bring me into that rabbit hole, and I will start digging deep. You know, and Edward Gein has had my interest for a really long time. So it's really cool to see it all play out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, from what I've researched and everything, they're doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Very good job. And they did such a good job with Dahmer,
Yeah.
this series, you know, the Monster series.
Yeah.
I had I don't even think I finished it with the Menendez boys. That one I felt like it wasn't as good, but this Edward Gein one is back to being like a really good one again.
Well, and same with Annabelle. They really do a good job of showing how much he has seeped into American culture, especially like in movies and books and TV series, and like you don't realize how much of that is like has influenced so many other things until you go back and you watch it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah. I love like the mystery of like serial killers. Like, how do they become a serial killer? What are their victims? You know what I mean? And I mean, I was in Southern California during the night. What was he? The night
Oh, the
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker.
yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Richard
So-
Ramirez.
Yep. So I remember my dad being like freaked out during that time and like coming to my room when he had me and like making sure my windows were like closed shut and like locked, and he'd put sticks and everything, you know what I mean? And like we always had like the real thick curtains, you know what I mean? But he would be like, even during the day, he'd be like, you don't need to have these curtains open, you know what I mean? And he'd like come close them.
That's a good dad.
Because my room was in the front of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had one window that was in the backyard and one window that was like facing like the driveway and everything. But you could easily walk straight up to my window and like look into it from, but it was like those tall windows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it would be you would have to be a taller man to be able to like kind of peep into the window. But I think that freaked my dad out even more because you wouldn't see the person sneak up in, you know what I mean?
Honey, put that weird doll on your windowsill and stick the metal disc in there.
Did he ever get that far? How far up did he go? I mean, you were up at the Hatchby.
Well, my dad lived in Lancaster, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I would go stay with my dad, and he got pretty close. I can't remember how close he did get to Lancaster. Shoot, I can't even remember. I've been wanting to go back and go into he went, it was like Agua Dulce or something like that is how close he got, which was only like 20 minutes from Lancaster. Yeah. So it was like very close. Or he might have even been in the Lancaster, like the Palmdale area or Quartz Hill area.
Random stuff he was doing. He wasn't really targeting anybody in particular. He was just...
No, he would like peep into people's windows.
Random stuff, man.
And then he would, you know... And that was right when that, you know, I don't know. It was just weird. It was just a weird time.
84, wasn't it? Because it was around
84.
They were worried about the Olympics and all that stuff.
And I was trying to think about when they came out with that the original Red Dragon or whatever that...
Manhunter?
Manhunter.
The one me and you watched. About 86. So they probably filmed it in 85, but they probably released in 86. So not long after that. Yeah.
And he was the one that ended up being in a citizen's arrest, wasn't it?
I think so. Me and you never finished that documentary.
No, we never finished it. We have no time to watch TV, I
that
swear.
Night Stalker show was a really good one, though.
The one on Netflix? Yeah.
Yes.
We were into it, but for some reason we just...
They did an amazing job with that one, too. I mean, they really did. So that's what I'm saying. They had the Dahmer, they had the Night Stalker. They were really good. But then the Menendez brothers, I didn't really... I don't know. I didn't feel like he did as good of a job.
Yeah.
They weren't really... I mean, they killed their parents, but I mean... Maybe they were abused.
Yeah.
Maybe they killed the monster. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not for me to
The actor that played Dahmer.
Oh, the guy's in every Ryan Murphy series.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
He is finally back. He's in the new Tron film.
Tron, yeah.
But he had to take a step back. He had to take a step back from acting after playing that role. And I've heard that before. Evan Peters, where people will do a role with, like, sometimes it's real dark or real demanding, and they have to kind of like take a step back and like do like a little mental health break, which I understand because it's got to be kind of dark walking in someone's shoes like that for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine trying to play a serial killer like
That's
that.
real. It's one thing to play like Michael Myers or something like that, where it's a made up character, but Jeffrey Dahmer was a real dude who did awful things, So it's a different mindset. I'm sure Anthony Hopkins probably slept fine at night playing Hannibal Lecter.
But I mean, Hannibal,
he was a real dude.
Except for the fact that he was inspired by Edward Gein.
Yes, he was.
I mean, again, it's like that's what brings me to Edward Gein. It's like there's so many things that he inspired.
Yeah, like that. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Psycho.
There's a Slayer song written about him called Dead Skin Mask, which is an awesome song.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a pop culture mass murderer. He's pretty up there, as far as what is it. He's very influential.
So this is like the weird thing about me is that I don't really love all the spooky ooky, but then I am a whore for these real life situations and any kind of scary movie that could be real life. I don't know why.
There's a lot of like true crime lovers. I mean, there's people that listen to true crime when they go to sleep. And I even read this amazing article one time that talked about how, like, people that listen to, we've talked about this, people who love listening to true crime, according to this person, I don't know if they're a researcher or they're a psychologist, I need to find the article so I can cite it officially, but they were saying that especially for women, it's a form of self-parenting because it's a scary situation, one you could never even fathom, and you couldn't even put yourself in those shoes. And to hear the story of what somebody went through, sorry, I bumped the microphone, to hear the story of what somebody else went through. By the way, we have mic stands, and I get to talk with my hands, and this is mic stands for the first time, and I'm learning my range
you
of.
see how these mic stands.
It's a learning curve. But
That's
a
side story.
But I can move my hands, and I'm like, yay, tell a story, move my hands. But you can, like, from a safe distance say, okay, if I was in this situation, what would I do? Okay, she did this. This is how she got away. And it's kind of almost like healing to say, okay, if I was in this situation, what would I do? Camaraderie with somebody else who's in a scary situation like that. And not always, but for the most part, I think when you're a young lady and your parents are raising you, they protect you so much, like sometimes more so than like male siblings. And so they want to protect you so much from the world.
Yeah.
They don't tell you about a lot of this stuff. And then you're a
Right.
grown up and you hear that these things happen to people and you're like, nobody told me.
Well, coming from somebody who's had tragedy happen to them,
Yeah.
like where I was attacked, I didn't know how to handle it.
Right.
I didn't, and I mean, unfortunately, and I'm not putting any blame on my parents, but I was always raised to be a good girl and a yes girl. And so now you're put in a situation where you have to stand up for yourself. And even though you are trying to stand up for yourself, it doesn't look in a way that they're willing to participate, I guess, maybe, or maybe that was even a better situation. I mean, I can look back at how I handled my situation at 16 and think of a million different ways I could have handled it now as an adult. But that young 16 brain that has never been put in that position was still a virgin, you know what I mean? And I'm being attacked by a man who's like triple her size. Like, it's a different situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I love watching those ones. I think the same thing. Like I'm a visual learner. So it's like, I can kind of put myself in these situations and I can be like, okay, this is how I can handle this, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. Any kind of conspiracy theorist, like, like I love the Hunger Games, because it's like, how would you handle that situation if the government did turn on us like that? Or just different things like that. It's like, for me, it's a mind prep game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that's the reason why I love these like real serial killers are the real, but just like, the Halloween one, I like Halloween, but the latest ones are just so gory. It's just like not even they're so fake and gory. I don't even feel like I can enjoy them. I know we have difference of opinions.
You're talking about my movie that I'm in.
You didn't produce it. You didn't direct it.
But I starred in it.
You did not star in it.
Hey, how many people in this room have been in the #1 movie in the country? Raise your hand. Oh, just me.
Well, and also art is art, and art is subjective, and we can all have our opinion
can
on it.
It's not my movie. I don't fucking
We
care.
can all disagree. For me personally, I mean, I just don't love the spooky ooky things like that where it's just like the gore.
Yeah.
Gore with
You like more like
no point gore.
supernatural.
But I mean,
or
if there's a
eerie.
good hunt involved or, anything like that, I'm like, yeah, I'm all about this. Let's figure this out.
The first Halloween does not have a lot of gore in it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
people
like
think it does, but it really, same with Texas Chainsaw, it doesn't.
I like all those ones, you know what I mean? I like those ones where it's like kind of the hunt, how would you handle it, you know what I mean? There's not a ton of gore, you know what I mean? Those ones I like. And there are definitely a lot of Halloween ones I do like. I just feel like the past couple are getting more and more like they're pushing the breach of like the killing, and it feels so unrealistic now, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, this is like,
well, one of them was called Halloween Kills, so it kind of
this one's like fake news, at this point. It's all fake. And I think my brain processes things like that, with me going through the divorce and everything like that. I mean, how many times did I watch It Ends With Us? Because I can put, my story felt similar, you know what I mean? The abuse felt similar.
Yeah.
And the positions he put her in felt very similar. So it's like a comfort for me to be like, okay, somebody else is going through that. Somebody else has been through that. You know what I mean? This isn't made up in my story. And after I was raped, it was like, there were things like that I felt, even with that, you know, it would be like watching somebody else get raped almost comforted me that, like, how could I have handled it? Maybe it wasn't preventable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just kind of helps, like, soothe me a little bit.
Solidarity in the fact that, like, without having a victim mentality, you were a victim in the situation.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
And you were attacked, and that was your attacker.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was my little soapbox. I guess I'll get off of it now.
No, it's not a soapbox.
This is not a soapbox.
It
It is
is
your
not
show.
a
You can
soapbox.
say
It
whatever
is-
you
Say
want.
whatever I want.
It is a platform to openly speak about things, and a platform that is not always readily available, unfortunately. And a lot of people have had your experience,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
sucks
Yeah.
that it's still an issue.
And there's
Yeah.
been people talking about that episode you guys did, and have thanked you guys for doing that episode. It's helped them a lot. And if you can just help one person, that's worth everything. You know?
Our abuse roundtable has been, like, hands down one of, I
Yeah.
feel like, the most popular. It hasn't been the most downloaded or anything like that, but we have gotten literally the best feedback
Yes,
from
thank
it.
you all.
Right.
Thank you so much to our
You know,
listeners.
I mean,
Thank
I
you
will
so
be
much.
on the street and somebody will be like, I listened to your, you know, roundtable and it was amazing. Like, it helped me, or it helped me understand my sister, or it helped me understand my kid, or whatever is happening, you know.
Yeah. And like life isn't always rainbows and happy. I mean, life is a combination of good, bad, and ugly. And
Right.
even whether it's us talking about this or us talking about horror movies, I mean, it's still sort of like the spectrum of like
Yeah.
the dark and the light. And I remember somebody once told me, you know, we were talking about scary movies, and I mean, I love horror. I'm a big horror fan. And she was listening to me, and she's a follower of Christ teachings too. And she kind of smiled and nodded, and she said, you know, God bless people who can walk through the darkness like that in comfort, because they can guide other people through.
Right.
And I needed to receive that so much, like that validation of there's a place in the world for everybody. Like,
Yeah, there is
And it's true.
definitely a place in the world for everybody, and there's just no need for negativity and hate,
yeah.
you know?
Except for Sarah's
Absolutely.
negativity about Halloween ends.
All I said is it's too gory for me.
Sarah, good grief. Just
Chris says, don't hate, participate. Well, I have one more story for you if y'all are down.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right, this is another Key West story.
Okay.
Oh, this one's a doozy, especially after talking about egging. Oh, okay. All right. My next story is one of Key West's strangest and true love stories. One that defied every taboo. A story of obsession, of graves unsealed, and a man who would not let the woman he loved rest. Her name was Marie Elena Magaro de Hoyos, and he called himself Count Karl von Kossel. And in the 1930s, so this is recent enough where you can still find magazine and newspaper articles about it, he made her his forever. Karl Tanzler was born in Germany in 1877. In his life, he traversed continents, India, Australia, the Pacific, and eventually he landed in the U.S., and by the late 20s, he was in Key West working as a radiology technician, or so he claimed. I'm making air bunnies right now, at the U.S. Marine Hospital. One day, Elena Hoyos arrived at the hospital with her mother. She was young, beautiful, but gravely ill with tuberculosis. Carl believed he recognized her from visions he'd had. Stories say an ancestor or spirit had shown him the face of his destined love long before he ever met her. He became devoted. He offered treatments, x-rays, tonics, elixirs, though there was no record of any of it ever being effective. He also lavished her with gifts, perfume, jewelry, and fine clothes. Still, Elena refused him. She married young and remained fragile. The disease progressed. In October 25th of 1931, Elena died. Elena died. Her name is Elena. She was about 22. Carl arranged for her burial, paying for a proper mausoleum in the Key West Cemetery. But Carl could not accept her departure. He maintained nightly vigils at the tomb. He left trinkets, letters, and gifts. He even installed a telephone line into her mausoleum so he could talk to her, like from his home, like pick up the phone and talk to her.
Gotcha.
creepy.
It's creepy, but
That's
gotcha.
creepy. He spoke to her, believed he heard her voice, and continued to propose marriage. His grief, his devotion, they became inseparable from legend. After 2 years, the isolation and the obsession and the silence haunted him. So one night in 1933, under the cover of darkness, Carl broke into the mausoleum. He removed Elena's body, carried or wheeled her on a toy wagon or cart, they believe, and brought her back to his home. Once Elena's body was in his home, Carl set to work. He wired her bones with piano wire, reshaped her flesh with plaster and wax, replaced missing parts, used perfumes and disinfectants to mask the decaying smell, and he gave her glass eyes, artificial skin, hair he somehow acquired, and dressed her in finery. He kept her in his bedroom, sleeping beside her, speaking to her, caring for her for 7 years.
Dang.
7 years.
That's love.
Mm-hmm.
I need love like that.
I know.
It's something.
Where's my jewelry, my finery?
Where's my Edward
I'm
Keenan?
alive. He even claimed he sought ways to revive her. One legend was him wanting to fly her to the stratosphere, subjecting her to cosmic rays that would bring her back to life. And he truly believed that would work. He moved her, too, from one location to another, sometimes in a wingless airplane that he constructed, all to sort of guise the suspicion of others that may have been watching. Some accounts say he conversed with her, dined with her, treated her nearly as if she were alive. The boundaries of normalcy vanished. As the years passed, whispers spread. Neighbors noted strange behavior, odd smells, peculiar purchases, perfumes, clothing, and women's dresses. Elena's sister, Florinda, grew suspicious but had no grounds to confront him. That is until some nosy neighborhood children saw Carl dancing with a large strange doll through his window.
Oh my goodness.
They ran home, and when one of their mothers heard what the children saw, word traveled fast across a small island. When Florinda heard of this, she demanded to see Elena. Carl led her into the house, and there she saw her sister's body propped up, preserved in a wedding gown. Authorities were alerted. Carl was arrested in 1940 for grave robbery, removing a body without authorization, and desecration. The medical examiners examined Elena's remains, and in 1940 her body was displayed at a funeral home in a window, drawing thousands of gawkers. In a macabre spectacle, 6,000 to 7,000 people visited her remains. For many, it was sensation. For some, it was sympathy for Carl the romantic. Unfortunately, for Elena's sister, the legal case never held. The charges were dropped. The statute of limitation had expired. Or perhaps there was no applicable law for some of his actions, and he was declared sane. Elena was reburied. I know, right?
Sure.
You're a good guy. You're good. Go home.
Same is a loose term.
That is a choice.
Elena was reburied secretly in an unmarked grave at locations unknown to the public, but mainly to prevent Carlson from locating her again. This part blew my mind in more ways than one. Carl left Key West. Legend says as he drove away, the mausoleum that he had helped pay for that entombed his beloved exploded for unexplained reasons. Like, I guess they had a bomb squad or the fire department come through and they could not find out why that even happened. He returned to Zephyr Hills, Florida, where his wife and daughters were.
What?
A family he had long abandoned long ago. I'm like, what the hell? This guy was already married and had kids.
And he had kids, and he was like obsessing over this like 22-year-old for years.
Yeah.
22-year-old dead girl.
Yeah.
Not even just a 22-year-old, which is not good either, but
No.
it's like a dead girl.
That's crazy.
Even in his final years, he seemed haunted by Elena. After his death in 1952, his body was found near a mannequin of Elena, a life-size representation with her mask. Thus, he remained in her presence to the very end. And this local Key West legend inspired Tim Burton to create a beloved film called The Corpse Bride.
That's cool. Hey, I mean, when you find your soulmate,
Yeah.
there ain't no stopping you.
Hold on tight.
Gone, but not too far gone for me.
It reminds me of like the Tom Petty music video.
Oh,
Last Dance with Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Last dance dance with Mary Jane.
But she opened up her eyes at the end of the video.
But maybe that's what maybe that's what the Count saw.
Maybe.
Like,
Maybe he was just imagining that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
What actress was that?
Kim Basinger.
Yeah. I knew it was a real one.
Yeah. Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale. Stop the press. She was hot back in the day.
Yeah.
Probably still hot now. I ain't seen her in a while, but I'm sure, you know.
Well,
I would not put her on my hall pass list, though.
Yeah.
Not mine.
well, all this local lore is awesome, but I still would love to know more about Annabelle. So we're going to have to, like, do our independent research and then get together and kind of see if we can find anything else out. And
Well, I've been doing so much research, it's like coming up on all my For You pages. So we'll see. We'll see if anything else arises.
what if she, like, comes and hides out at your house? Would you shelter her? Like, what is that
Fuck
called?
no.
What's that called when someone's on the run and you...
Harbor a fugitive.
Would you harbor Annabelle?
No.
Would you put her on the
No.
windowsill next to
No,
Gretchen?
because that I believe in the spirit world. The Bible
Right.
says we don't fight flesh and blood. We fight spirits and principalities. If I can say it.
5 times fast.
I can't say it 1 time slow. So, yeah, it's a real thing. I don't mess around with that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I am guarded by my Jesus.
Yes, amen to that.
Yeah, it's called Ghostbusters if Annabelle showed up.
It's called, I don't know what it's called. If
You need to put
Annabelle
some holy
shows up.
water in like a water gun or something. One of those big super soakers.
Look at the Lost Boys when they went and talked to
I forgot about that. Super soaker.
It
water
works.
gun.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah. But well, I'm sure it'll come up again. I know this is like our Halloween episode, but I'm sure like throughout this year and next year we'll hear more things and we can
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of like
sure we'll
bring
update
it up.
our past mystery. This is our first one, so we'll see how it goes. See if
Yeah.
it's a big hit.
Annabelle Watch 2026.
And this is like, more of the spooky since it's, October. But, who knows what November's mystery will bring. Maybe it'll be, does turkey really make you sleepy or something? I don't
that
know.
would be an awesome band name, November's Mystery.
A November's mystery.
Yeah.
November spawned the monster.
I feel like they're like industrial goth or
Song,
emo. They're good.
Who knows what
Maybe
will.
some Thanksgiving mystery around. I don't know.
Some Thanksgiving lore.
Yeah, like what's with canned cranberry sauce?
What's the deal with cranberry sauce?
I love a good jelly cranberry sauce. I don't know what you guys trip on.
Is that the mystery?
I don't know. Sure, why not? There might not be a Thanksgiving mystery. We might have to move on to Christmas.
Yeah.
Plenty of mysteries at Christmas, I imagine. So.
Yeah. Well, we've been trying to do like a monthly mystery, so we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
You
Yeah.
guys, I have faith in you to figure out one. I'm just here.
Maybe we should do the mystery of how to stay in shape while you're going through the holidays or something. I don't know. I'm just trying.
Yeah.
I'm spitfiring right now.
That's a good idea.
mystery-
But I said my hall passes. Ren, what's your hall pass?
Oh, mine are always like so weird.
No, it connected to this story. You just saw one of your to what we just talked about in going to Key West. You saw one of your hall passes at the airport.
Oh yeah, I did. I did. Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw Billy Zane at the Atlanta airport before we flew off. We
Yep.
were in security together.
Yep.
Yep, just spending time together, just kicking it,
Just kicking it.
waiting for our bags.
And Ren left me for an hour. I don't know where she went.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, there was a delay.
Kidding.
There was a delay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Billy Zane for sure. Like a lot of people know him from
The
from
mummy.
the Titanic and the Mummy. Mummy's incredible.
He wasn't in the Mummy.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the mummy.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's
Who plays the Mummy?
not Billy Zane.
Oh man.
I thought Billy Zane was in the mummy.
No.
Oh wait, no, he doesn't play the Mummy.
No. He was in Titanic.
He was in Titanic, and he was in this movie, scary movie I loved when I was a
Demon
kid
Knight?
called Demon Knight. Yeah.
He was in Back to the Future.
Yes. A lot of people don't know he was in Back to
Yeah,
the
he was,
Future.
he was one of Biff's flunkies.
Yep.
Oh, he was? I didn't know that.
Yep. And
Yep.
he's got a movie coming out called Waltzing with
Brando?
with Brando, where he plays Marlon Brando. And I've seen some of the clips. I mean, just the makeup and like his acting, y'all. He looks just like him. It is so wild.
Who is the actor in the mummy though? Because he looks just like him.
You talking about the guy who played the mummy or the
the mummy
I
himself.
can't remember his name. He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was the mummy in the first 2 movies, and he was on 24. He's one of the bad guys. I can't remember his name. But
Is it James Corden?
No.
That would have been awesome, though.
Just look up the guy who played Imhotep in the Mummy. You just heard his voice at Universal a couple of weeks ago.
It's crazy because everybody thinks that it's Billy Zane. When you look it up,
It's
it's
not.
like, and all those things, it's like, wait,
It is
that
not.
wasn't Billy Zane?
Not Billy Zane. Not Billy Zane.
That scene where, like, his bride has, like, all that gold makeup on, like the
Yeah.
gold striping and stuff. Oh my gosh, that scene is so iconic.
Is it Arnold Vosloo?
Maybe.
Vosloo?
Does it say Imhotep?
It just says.
I look on IMDb. I'll look this up. Middle-aged people looking up stuff. This is what this segment is called.
Middle-aged people looking up stuff.
Yeah, Sarah, come up with a song. You come up with a song for everything else in our world.
Hey, Jeeves.
Sarah's our resident. Arnold Vosloo. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep,
so
that's
that was who it was,
Yep, that's him.
That's crazy. He looks a lot like Billy Zane.
Yeah.
I mean, with like
Yeah.
the eyeliner and everything like that. Well, that could be your second hall pass. You wouldn't even know the difference.
Could be. Oh, yeah. That's true.
And
So
he
it's
was
saying-
hot as the mummy.
Yeah.
I
So
always
what
thought he
saying
was
all
like
bald men look alike?
Maybe like
No.
2 hall passes.
no.
Yeah.
More. I mean, just like what was the Friends thing when they had 5? Ross had 5.
Whoa,
I
5?
think, yeah. Like
I
a
guess
list
you
of
can have as many
5
hall
and it-
passes as you want.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just bullshitting to happen anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
And then I love Christopher Walken.
I don't know. I'm trying to manifest Brad Pitt. Someday it
Oh,
may
yeah.
happen.
I love Tim Curry.
I don't think he's gonna be down for anything right now.
Well, you say that, but
His mouth still works. I guess.
we went to a convention, I think a few years ago, and we got to meet him, and I got to walk beside. You stand behind him and take a photo, and people were just like going behind him, taking a photo, and moving on, going behind him, taking a photo, and moving on. I was like, I am not going to miss this opportunity. I said, I still love him. He is still so gorgeous to me, inside and out, and I'm going to shoot my shot. So when we got behind him, I leaned in his ear, and I go, I love you so much. I whispered in his ear. I was like, I just want to tell you how much I love you so much. And so we took the photo, and we left, and the guy that was like, kind of the handler that was like telling everybody where to get your bags and leave. He goes, I don't know what you just whispered to that man, but he is smiling so big in your photo. And I was like, no way. And we got our photo, and he has the biggest smile, and it's like still one of my favorite photos.
Just for the
today.
reference, Tim Curry had a stroke.
Yeah,
and
he
it
did.
wasn't long after. It wasn't too long after he had the stroke that he did that con.
Yeah, and Sunday morning just did an interview with him.
Yeah, he's still wheelchair bound, but he's much more active
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
That was probably 2018.
Yeah,
something like that.
whatever that movie he was in, anything he was in, I loved that. Whatever that movie was in, where he's like worked at the witches' school or whatever.
Oh, the Halloween movie?
Oh my gosh, that
I
stuff
can't remember the
rocked
name of it.
my
Yeah,
world when I was a
insane.
kid. Oh,
I can't remember the name of that.
loved him in that.
Yeah.
Loved him in Clue. Anything he did, I loved. Even when he was that mean guy in like Home Alone. He's like the hotel.
Oh yeah, he was in the hotel. guy.
Yeah.
I didn't say he wasn't in Home Alone. I forgot about Home Alone too.
Oh, Tim Curry, I love you.
So Sarah only has one hall pass, right? She's saving all for putting all that for Brad. Pitt.
No. It's definitely Brad Pitt is number one, and then Charlie Hunnam is
Oh yeah,
definitely
Charlie, I
a
forgot about
close
that. That's what
second.
got us talking about it.
Yeah, and I, I have a thing for like guys with cute little personalities, and Channing Tatum has like a cute little personality too.
He's a handsome man, so I can.
And then my ultimate like crushes when I was a kid were Kurt Cobain, which obviously that's one that can't happen anymore, but he was like definitely a hall pass in the day, and Wes Borland, which he's still alive and well, and I got to see him on stage
Yes, he's still
in
very
June,
alive.
and
yes.
I am so excited that the outfit he wore was so beautiful when he was on stage. Don't you
I
think it was
agree.
such a beautiful one? With
It was like a suit, like
it was like a suit, but it had all the
pants,
roses
jacket,
and stuff
yeah,
on
and
it.
it almost had like these beautiful like what are those flowers that start with a C?
Oh, camellias?
Yeah.
I thought were they camellias or roses? I couldn't.
I think all kinds of flowers.
It
It was
kind of
beautiful.
reminded me of, what are those skulls called that, like,
Sugar Skulls, Days of the Dead. Dias de
yeah,
Muertos.
yep.
Yeah,
It
that's what it kinda looked like that.
It kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of that, but oh my gosh, his mask and everything was so
Oh, yeah.
freaking gorgeous.
So beautiful. It looked
Yeah.
like someone from Coco stepped out of GQ magazine.
Yes, yes.
That's literally what it looked like.
Yes, yes.
Like
it was.
your fantasy, like from
And
Coco.
I could post pictures of these things we're talking about when this episode airs, so if y'all want to frame a reference, y'all
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
the Tim Curry picture looks like, what Wes
Yeah.
Borland's outfit
Yeah.
looks like,
Yeah.
you know.
Wes
so.
Borland's like the only dark-haired boy I ever lusted after, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think any of them will happen, but
Well, I know Wes Borland's probably.
I am manifesting the hell out of Brad Pitt.
I don't know. If
Well-
I don't know if Brad Pitt's married, but I know Wes
Brad Pitt, if you're
Borland.
listening to this, we have an open platform. We invite you to join, share all your unbridled thoughts about the world. And
We just talk about Seven for an hour, Brad Pitt.
Oh my gosh. I saw him surfing when I was a kid. It was like, I fell in love with him. I saw Legends of the Fall, and then he came up with this movie other people have never seen. It was called A River Runs Through It.
Yeah, I've heard
It
of
was
it,
the
yeah.
fly fishing one.
Robert Redford directed that. I think.
Robert Redford,
Who
yes.
Just passed. Rest in peace.
I know, and oh my, I would watch that movie. Somehow I ended up owning that movie, or I don't know what the story was, but somehow I would watch that movie over and over and over and over again. It does show Brad Pitt's butt in it, and I was just like, there was nothing about that boy that wasn't perfect.
I literally, when you
I'm
were
not
saying
making an
that,
X-rated joke now. I'm sorry.
when you were saying that, Sarah, you're like, I love that movie, and I was thinking about the fly fishing scene. I'm like, you know what, that movie is really visually stunning. And then right when I thought that, you were like, and Brad Pitt's butt's in it, and the whole image just changed. I was like, oh, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
You got some Brad booty up in there.
Or Brad Booty. Yeah,
I guess it was a nice butt.
it was a nice
Yeah.
butt.
Well, my main hall pass has passed away, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
it was Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah, so I guess my current one would be Lady Gaga. I'd let her spit on me.
Good to know.
I hear you about the spitting.
She's gorgeous. I love her so much.
What was the story you saw her in Vegas that time? You said,
Oh my God. I'm so mad about it. And not even what you said, just the fact you didn't help me. Oh my God. We went to go see her in Vegas, and she had like a residency show she does. Like there was a jazz one, and then there was like this really cool pop one that she does. And the pop one's kind of like free form, and you're like, we were like a general admission, and you can kind of like move around and follow her around the stage, which was so cool. And Chris took me there for Halloween. Chris and I got married on Halloween. That's our anniversary. And he surprised me and took me to this Tim Burton art installation that was there. And that was so cool. And we're having this beautiful romantic day. And then just, reliving our love with each other. And it was like awesome. And then we get to Lady Gaga's show, and we're halfway through the show. And all of a sudden, Lady Gaga goes, I just want to wish everyone a happy Halloween. I don't know if she talks like that or not. I don't know why I'm giving her that voice. And then she says, I just want to thank my dear friend Tim Burton for being here in the audience. And I mean, you got to know how much I love Tim Burton. And I go, wait, what? And he stands up and he waves. And I'm trying to get a photo, but I'm not tall enough. But you know who is? My husband, Chris. And I go, Chris, I said, please, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you take my phone and hold it up so I can get a picture of Tim Burton waving? And Chris, I kid you not, looks at me, arms crossed. He goes, I ain't looking at Tim Burton. I'm looking at that ass. And I was like, and then the song started, what the hell? And then I missed it. Oh, I can't blame you, but still.
I mean, Lady Gaga's
Yeah,
got
I think you could blame her for that.
I mean, you got quite the behind on her. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but she had
like-
a whole show to watch that behind bounce. Like, I
Yeah,
had
but it
Tim
was
Burton
a-
for one fleeting moment.
Yeah, I'm thinking he was definitely in the wrong with this one. Sorry, Chris.
It's all right.
Help a girl out with our lust.
Yeah, but the iPhone now would be able to zoom in on Tim Burton and probably see up his nose. Because he was up in the top part. I mean, but 2019 phones didn't zoom quite that well, but now they would. So it would probably you'd be more matter now, probably.
Yeah.
But you still got to see. I just pointed them out to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yep.
But that ass, though. But that ass.
Oh my goodness.
was a great anniversary.
Great anniversary, yeah. Yeah. She went home real happy that
I
night.
sure
That was our
did.
10-year anniversary too, I think.
10-year anniversary.
That's funny.
Looking at that ass.
You got time to redeem yourself. It's fine.
I can put a picture from that night up too if you want.
Yeah.
Probably that.
And then how many times has he gone and seen Lady Gaga since? And he could he's been looking at that ass multiple times. Couldn't,
And Tim Burton is
couldn't spring for the Tim Burton
nary to be
picture.
Sorry.
Oh, I know what y'all's hall passes are too. The
Yeah.
listeners, y'all need to hit us up.
Yeah. Well, post in the comments. We love to hear hall passes.
I might share some one episode. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Like listener hall passes.
Sure.
That'd be kind of fun.
On one of these. Yeah, absolutely. That's great. That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy
Happy
Halloween.
Yes. Spooky.
spooky.
Eat lots of candy.
Yes.
Or just give it all to me when you're done. I'm at
Yes.
Color Salon. Please drop it off.
And if you have, remember, if you have candy left over, you can donate it. And you can also, I think, local dentist office here in town, they'll send it to the military overseas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My
there's-
stomach is growling up the yin yang, and I really hope that you guys are not hearing all of that. Can you hear that on the microphone?
No.
It is just like,
You hungry?
yeah, I haven't
want some
eaten.
candy?
You know how it is. It's like 7 o'clock, and all I've had is like fluid
You
for
know how it is.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Sarah doesn't eat. It's like it's part of my manager-producer role. I have to make sure these people eat.
Yes. I even
Listen.
brought my lunch. I brought the other night's leftovers, and I did take a couple bites, but I mean, it was like a couple bites between. I did not have a time to really, it wasn't even really a couple bites. It was maybe a bite.
Yeah.
So my stomach's like,
Every now and then I'll send a text to Sarah, make sure you eat today.
yeah.
Eat the food, Tina.
Got to keep my meal ticket healthy.
Yeah, right? My retirement plan.
Yeah, right. That's it. But no, everybody have a happy and safe Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And with that, that's a wrap.